Testing. Blah, 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 blah.
Ready, set, go.
It's time for the Coach Amy and Coach Liz show.
A podcast for endurance athletes by 2 athletes, 2 coaches, and a physical therapist.
We are your hosts, Coach Amy
And Coach Liz.
coming to you from Kansas City. You guys, Liz, you guys have to. I wish you could see Liz because we're here recording this morning, and I'm watching her and I'm looking at her, and she's got this like long sleeved wool sweater, and it's like 72 in here. It's hot, and we're talking, and then I look at the screen, and then the next time I turn around, now she's got a long sleeved fleece orange jacket zipped up to the top, and I'm like, what just happened here? Tell them what you said.
I got sweaty, and
now you're not sweaty anymore. Because when she's talking and she's all fired up and passionate, she starts to sweat. But then now she's like 2 long layers in here.
Super anxious, and
Are these lined pants
No,
too?
they are not lined pants.
Okay. The moral of that story is that we're all different.
Oh my God. Literally, you're sitting here in like a half sports bra and light pants.
It's a midi tank.
It's a mini tank. I don't know what you're calling mini tank. I would die. I'd have ice on my eyeballs.
No. So we all have different body temperatures. We're all different.
That's such a great life lesson right there.
Liz, what are we going to talk about?
Gosh. Our butts.
The sleepy glutes. I'm putting quotation marks around that.
Oh
Air
my
quotes.
gosh.
Sleepy glutes.
That is the thing. That is what all of us say. And I don't think any of us really understand.
But why do we all say that? Is it because someone told you that?
I feel like, so as a coach, that is what I hear. I hear that, I feel like that is the most common thing when somebody has gone, they have something going on with him, they have gone to see somebody about it, and at some point, someone in their life has told them they don't use their glutes.
Okay. And this is a little, I'm going to try not to go into a rant.
I can see, I think
you can see it
breathing.
boiling over. Breathe. I do think that there are people out there
And
who are not active. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I'm talking about in regards to running.
Right. Yes. There's times when people are having difficulty activating their glutes. Oftentimes, I find that the sleepy glute diagnosis is overdiagnosed or misdiagnosed, or maybe it's correctly diagnosed, but it's improperly treated. So I think when we're trying to assess whether or not someone is using their glute properly, we need to take the time to fully evaluate all the contributing factors from head to toe to see if there's another reason why. Like maybe they are activating the glute, maybe the glute is strong, but it's an issue with the big toe, for just one of our examples. And I think also we can't, you want to have somebody who is also evaluating your run form and evaluating that run form on the road or the surface that you're actually training on and competing on, not a treadmill, for example, because it's different.
So wait, before you even...
Yeah.
So there is a difference between having weak glutes and not activating the glutes.
Correct.
Can you explain that? Because people,
Yes.
That's a very important distinction.
Okay, you can have a rock hard glutes, super, super strong, and you can train them and be CrossFit glúter and not be using them when you run.
And is that because the muscle is not connected, like the brain and the muscle are not connecting in terms of what you want that muscle to do while you are running?
Yes. What we need is the correct neuromuscular wiring, that wiring of the brain to the muscle, and we have the right neuromuscular patterning going on.
And so that just means that the brain is telling the muscle to move in the way that you want it to?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's assume that through an evaluation process, we've determined that we truly do have this disconnect neurologically with the glute, and we have a true sleepy glute.
There are multiple glute muscles. Is there a glute muscle that you see most? So how would you break down the glutes quickly for somebody in your...
Okay, so we kind of have the glutes that wrap around the side. They are controlling, maybe you've heard of your glute meads. Okay, they're controlling what we're doing, well, in all three planes, but a lot in that frontal plane. So the stability of the leg in a single leg stance. So usually not activating the glute or sleepy glute to me is the big, huge glute max. So that's our, hey, we're pushing the ground away from us. We're pushing it away, like we're launching forward, and we're getting that power from that glute. So hip extension, that leg that's pressing, and as soon as it lands on the ground, we're pushing that ground away behind us.
Okay.
Now, there is another muscle that's involved here with sleepy glutes called the piriformis muscle. But we're not going to talk about that one today because I think it deserves its whole other podcast.
Okay.
You know, you can feel if you're, if you stand on, let's have you do it.
Oh, God.
Stand here.
This is just rude.
One leg. All
I'm
right.
going to pick my good leg.
Okay,
just so the audience knows. This is probably even worse.
Yeah.
So what am I doing?
Stand on your good leg. Yeah. Now, put your thumb right on your glute max. You guys, that's like the apex of the glute. That's the roundest part of your glute. I hope you have round glutes. That means you're strong.
My ass is like a rock.
Do you feel it activating against your thumb?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, maybe do just a little tiny, and you can hold on to something here, but just do a tiny little pistol squat. Just tiny. Just bend your knee a little bit. Come back up. Burp. Okay. Do you feel that guy activating? On the way down and on the way up. Do you feel it pressing into your thumb? On the way down?
Yeah, but I also feel like you just told me to do that, so now I'm like, I better be squeezing my glute.
Right. Okay, but now you can sit down.
Thank you.
Okay, so, but some people will not feel it.
Okay. So is that one of the testing then it's...
For me it is. Like, oh yes, you could go to a place that has like, you're going to hook up the electrodes and everything like that, because that's really the only way that we're really going to be able to tell like scientifically, like, right, like, your glute truly is not turning on, but you can feel it yourself.
Okay.
And people, I don't even know what people think of me because I have my hands on people's asses.
I hear about it.
Out on the sidewalk because we're doing running forward, and I don't know what the tenants of the center that I practice in think. The people driving by, we get honks all the time. It looks like I'm torturing my patients, smacking them on the butt, but. Okay, so what are we going to do? Say you're one of these people that, that glute did not turn on. Okay, so one of the first things that we can do to try to activate that glute is stimulate the mechanoreceptors.
Huh?
That's a mechanoreceptor. So there's these cells and nerves that live in the skin and kind of more surfacey. And if we stimulate them, we can actually activate a muscle contraction. So if you truly have this sleepy glute where it's, no matter what your brain is trying to tell it to do, it's not activating, you can smack it. This is why I'll be like, it looks like I'm spanking my patients out there. I'm like demonstrating, hey, smack your butt, rub it, scratch it, stimulate those mechanoreceptors that live near the surface.
Oh,
okay.
That's so
and then we can activate it. So even I will have runners who struggle with this, and if they're running and they can tell, like, some people, they get used to it. They're like, oh gosh, I can tell I'm not like activating the glutes. What am I going to do? I actually have them stop and do that. So
they smack their butts.
You see runners running around Prairie Village going, boop, boop, scratching their butt. Like, they don't have the rash.
Well, that seems like a cost-effective,
easy
way to do it.
Yes. Now, another component of this, again, we're assuming pelvis is stable, foot has really good, great contact with the ground. So now we've woken up the glute a little bit. If it was truly sleepy, and we know it's strong because we've worked on the strength of it, all that's going well. So the next step would be, am I using this correctly to push the ground away?
So now it's firing, and now you want to know if you're using it correctly.
Right.
Two different things.
Assuming everything else in this whole chain is functioning and working.
Right.
So then I have some drills, just like you have swimming drills.
Sure.
I have some drills for people, and we work on this in the run clinic. I love that. I'm going to start this boot camp back up again where we're working indoors on some of this stuff. My favorite exercise there's a couple of exercises that you can do that practice that motion in a run specific way. But so because you were asking, okay, activation of the glutes. We want to be doing it at the right phase of the run gait. Okay. So as soon as your foot strikes the ground, I don't care if you're a heel striker, midfoot, or forefoot striker, doesn't matter. You're activating that glute. As soon as, actually, you're activating it slightly before. That might be a whole other podcast.
Well, yeah, no, I think it will be.
Where we call it's pre-activation.
I mean, it's so interesting.
And it's milliseconds beforehand. But
that's not conscious. That's your brain.
It is, well, it might be conscious at first as you're training it.
If it's working properly, it's not conscious.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's like pre-acting. It's knowing that before you land, you are ready.
Yeah.
Now, when that foot strikes the ground, say we've done that little bit of pre-acting now. Now, it's not just the glute max that is activated. It's the hamstring and the big toe. All of it. And it's working in tandem. I cannot talk about the glutes without talking about those other things. Well, I know you can't because that
goes like straight down, like, right? And so are all of those three things, like, they're working really together to create that.
In tandem, functioning and firing at the same time.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I have to say. You may not have sleepy glutes. If you truly do, what are some steps you can do?
What are they?
Well,
go see someone. Well, I mean, I feel like, truly, I say this to people all the time. Like, I think that a broken bone is easier than a soft tissue deal because getting a correct diagnosis is, I feel like that is sometimes 80% of the battle because it's so many things I don't know. And like the sleepy, I feel like all of us just, that's the default answer. It's my glutes that aren't working. And
that drives me insane because a lot of times it isn't.
Well, right. I know.
And so that makes me sad because people will spend so much time on that and strengthening their glutes like crazy and then that's not the issue or they haven't.
So is there something, is it something where there's like, if it's a sleepy glute, this is a common, I don't even know if I want to say that. This is a common symptom or because I think, you start to have one thing that is wrong in like your hip and then it goes to your toe and pretty soon you have this whole package deal and you just lump it into your glutes don't work. And it's like, there's really 5 different symptoms going on, but you've associated it with your sleepy glute and you are not being very specific about the things going on.
This is why it's so important. This is why your injury, let's just pick an injury. Okay, but there could be many, many, many manifestations.
Sure.
Back pain, knee pain, all kinds of injuries that can come from this.
Sure.
Okay, not to mention an inefficient run form.
Well, of course.
Lack of power, no speed, or not performing as well. If you compare it to your, what your friends are doing, it's every individual is different, and you need a physical therapist who is very, experienced, but is going to evaluate you.
Yeah.
You as a person, as a unique individual.
It's really hard. I mean, that is the one thing that I've seen over, decades of coaching is how incredibly hard it is to get a really accurate diagnosis because you can't.
And there's a lot of layers.
There's a lot of layers.
So,
and you have to advocate for yourself. So be persistent and get a good diagnosis.
Yeah.
And smack your ass.
And
just for good measure.
And in conclusion, if in doubt,
get a small running taser. Just.
And now it's time for the funny stories or Stranger Things segment of our show. And I have one to share. My friend Allison, she came over to the house and it was in the middle of the summer and it was so hot that and humid that all my windows were like what's that called, fogged over or whatever, the humidity,
oh my gosh,
moisture droplets,
condensation. Wow. I don't know where we went.
I am so proud.
Thank you.
But she shows up and there's a hill. My house is at the bottom of a hill, and so there's always any direction you go, you're going to start on a hill from here. And we're standing at the base of the hill at my driveway, and I'm like, oh my God, I do not want to do this. Oh my God, here we go. We get literally like 3 steps in, and huge lightning bolt. I was so happy. I remember it to this day. This is like 15 years ago. And I'm like, we don't have to do this run. There's no way. It's unsafe. We can't go.
Oh my gosh, we used to like with
What?
well, with swimming.
Swimming.
But it was only in the summer. Like now I feel like pools will close if they're indoor pools and it's lightning out, but back in the day they were like, you're fine. So it's really only summer, but oh my gosh, you would just hope. You'd hope.
Come on, lightning, come on.
Depending on how crazy the coach was, whether you got out of that or not.
Oh my God. If you guys want to see a picture of Liz running and activating her glutes, go to our show notes. It's a pretty hilarious photo session we had today. And our website, the Coach Amy and Coach Liz Show.com, you can also leave your comments. We want to hear what you guys think about it. Have you been diagnosed with sleepy glutes? Have you been working on that? We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for listening. And remember,
We are in this together. Until next time.